It's a beautiful sunny day here in South Wales. It's been sunny for a week or so, which I think we've all been missing. It was a typical UK winter, just grey and wet. But spring's definitely arrived. The tulips are starting to come through, bringing some colour to the garden. We sit in the garden every morning with our coffee and breakfast and listen to the birds. We've got loads of house sparrows, but our robins seem to have left us to build their nest. So I've got the day off today, so I headed up the allotment. It's pretty quiet, not a lot to do. So I thought I'd just bring you along and tell you how we got the plot and what we've done with it so far. Excuse the state of it, it's mostly covered with black plastic at the moment until more plants are ready to go out. I'll try and insert some photos of when we got the plot. So we got the plot a couple years ago, about to come into our third season. We were waiting on the list for about 2 years, but we got really lucky with our plot, to be honest. It wasn't super overgrown and it came with quite a lot of bits already. There was 2 plum trees and a cherry tree, and the plums are lovely. We haven't managed to get the cherries yet, the birds seem to beat us to it every year. Came with a greenhouse and a shed, which is super useful to get started. There was a couple smashed panels, but it was really easy to fix. One of the first things we did was get some old sheep hurdles just to make a fence. Our dog Sky loves it up here, she's super friendly, but not everyone likes dogs, so it's nice that she can wander around off lead. We installed some paths just to give the plot a bit of structure. It gets quite wet and slippy up here in winter as well, so it helps with that. The front of the plot was covered in stones which were too heavy to move off site, so we decided to put them to the back of the plot where our greenhouse, shed and polytunnel are. It was quite a big job actually, and under the stones there was just layers and layers and layers of the weed suppressant membrane, which wasn't really working, so we decided to rip it all up. And we installed a little pond to help attract toads to help with the pests. We have seen a toad in it once, but haven't seen anything since, but we like to think that they're there. But to be honest, at the moment, it's mostly Sky's little cooling off area in the summer. We got this plot in May, so we're a bit slow getting started and sowing the seeds. And one mistake we made was we got way too eager and we wanted to look like we were doing something. So we stripped the ground within an inch of its life and then just left it for months until the seeds were ready to go out. So by the time we went to plant, the ground was just rock hard. So definitely take things at your own pace and leave the ground covered until you're ready to use it. So we added some finishing touches. We found a second-hand dog kennel and arbour for quite cheap. Sky's definitely a lady of leisure and she's very spoilt. We love it up here. It really becomes a jungle in the summer. It's looking a bit drab at the moment, but when you start to see the signs of life, like the blossom coming through on the fruit trees and the dandelions and forget-me-nots, it gets you really excited for the season to get going. So I'll show you what I got up to today. We've started sowing some seeds already, but I just sowed some more. Got some cauliflowers in, field beans, peas, and then just some squash and pumpkins. I only planted a few squash and pumpkins just in case it's a bit early. I always try and save some seeds back just in case everything goes wrong and nothing grows. But it's really hard not to go full steam ahead, especially when you get your first plot. So just because your seed packet says March to May, doesn't mean you have to sow all of the seeds on March the 1st. Just chill out and give it a bit of time and go at your own pace. I watered the seeds that we've already started, mostly peas, beans, some chilies, tomatoes, and we've tried melon this year because we've got the polytunnel. We always try to sow some flowers as well, not just for pollinators, but it just makes us happy seeing a bit of colour every time we come up. We've got our early and main crop potatoes in the raised beds, and then our asparagus in the third bed. This is the first year that we'll actually be able to eat the asparagus because we planted the crowns I think like 2 or 3 years ago, so really looking forward to that. Our seeds in the greenhouse are definitely a bit slower to go. The sprouts haven't come through at all, but I'm just going to wait and see what happens. In our first year I followed all the instructions religiously, not paying attention to the temperature outside. Sometimes plants might look like they're on death's door, but once you get them in the ground they do often catch up, so try not to panic. My mum works full-time and I'm a full-time student about to start my final year of vet school, so we don't have loads of time, but even so we do manage to grow quite a bit, and we always get up here at least once every week or every 2 weeks in the growing season. And the main reason I got the allotment was just to learn to grow food. I'd love to have a garden big enough one day to grow some food of our own at home. So this is more just like a practice run to be honest, but we really enjoy it, and we've definitely achieved what we set out to. We're still learning as we go, and our plot isn't the perfect tidy plot you see online, but honestly we love it this way. So that's a mini rundown of our plot so far. We're just about to go into our 3rd year and we really love it. It brings us so much joy, and growing food isn't necessary, but I think it's a useful skill to practice, and hopefully it'll become more efficient. This year we're just hoping to try and save some seeds for the first time. I'd also really like to get on top of the compost. So we're super excited for another season, me, my mum and Sky. We're not experts, so not trying to tell you what to do, just showing you what we like to do here. Sometimes people, myself included, spend so much time worrying about getting it right and getting it perfect that you never actually start. So definitely give it a go yourself, grab the seeds and just see what works. So I'll try and post a new video at least once every 2 weeks. If you want to follow along, then you can subscribe if you want, and thanks so much for watching. Hopefully there's a bit of sunshine near you too. Thanks, bye!